All right, you ready?
Are we testing sound right here?
This is the sound and it's working.
Okay.
Welcome back to everyone's favorite podcast, a babbling brook of female diarrhea. Today we have coble panetttti.
Hello, hello, hello.
Everyone's been waiting for this one.
Yeah. Not even my mom's gonna watch this.
Good. I hope my mom took my warning in the first episode and has not continued to watch. If you have, I'm shaking my finger at you, Rachel. Don't listen. So today we are on the way to Asheville Music Hall, one of the greatest open mics to ever exist in the world.
Premier open mic of the Carolinas.
Yes, it is a great mic. We're going to miss the workshop, and that's okay, because we don't really want the feedback today. Coble, honestly, I will say I didn't really prepare a lot for this because I figured you would have a lot of questions.
No, that's all right. Yeah, it would just be free-form jazz podcasting here.
Yeah. We'll pull a David Baker and just, talk it out on our way up the mountain. How's your day been? Because you picked me up from work. How was your day before that?
It's been fine. My girlfriend's sick right now, so I just made sure she had everything she needed.
Wow.
While
Good
I
boyfriend.
abandoned her. Yeah, I abandoned her. She's there, but sorry, Marissa.
Well, I think that, setting her up with the hydration liquids, cold medicine, that's a good boyfriend thing to do.
She's got it all. She's probably at home watching soap making videos or something like that.
Is that what girls are watching now?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not in the loop with these girl things.
These girl things. Yeah, she's like very crafty, so like she enjoys stuff like that where people like make shit. And recently her thing's been watching people make soap art. Where, it's like functional, but you like display it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't get super jazzed about it, but she loves it. So
hell yeah. This episode is for the girlfriends.
For the girlfriends out there.
Yeah. So let's see. What can we talk about?
I did a podcast with you. Check out. I think you should kill yourself. I'm thinking of oh, sorry, David.
I did this
instead of killing myself. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
I've been on the podcast twice. I don't know the fucking name. Anywho, check out our episode.
Yes, that was a good episode. We were also in the car for that one.
Yeah, but both of us had already done an episode solo with David. So I didn't really get your backstory.
Okay.
I know you don't probably want to go super deep into it, but you started comedy
last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
How was your first set that you ever did?
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. But I think it was I had been going to the Coffee Underground mic for a couple weeks at this point.
Just to watch.
Yeah. And so I was there, I had written some stuff down or whatever, tried to write a couple jokes, and then I kind of got peer pressured into going up for the first time.
Yeah.
Someone was flip a coin, and I was all right, I'll do it. And so once I agreed to do it, I was instantly fuck, what am I gonna say?
Why the fuck did I
what am I gonna say up there?
Yeah.
It's I think I was just trying to summarize all of who I was in a set, because I was it has to be good or whatever. But I ended up just talking about when I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
And so I did 3 minutes on statutory rape.
Oh God.
And good first set. I don't think I had a punchline. I think the punchline was isn't that crazy? Isn't that bad? But it was still, I felt that feeling afterwards of like, fuck, I gotta do this again and then be better at it.
Yeah. So that the statutory rape, losing your virginity covered most of the set.
Yeah, most of it. I could look in my notes and see if there's a remnant of it, because I think I wrote something down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Dead air.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was basically like, you know how a lot of people do like some type of virginity joke when they do their first set. So I did like a little thing. I said that, and then I was like, so here's my virginity story instead of like a virginity joke.
Yeah.
And then it was just it was like very trying to describe what the scene, like what the house looked like that I went to.
Yeah.
So
basically describing a trauma response.
Yeah, basically I just wrote out all the things I could remember about it. And then just went up there with that. And then the last line is, for context, I grew up without a father, if you couldn't tell by that story. But I mean, I think for a long time I was bad, because everyone's bad for...
I was bad for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's just...
like, way longer than you're talking about. So much longer than what you're talking about.
Because you've been doing it for a couple, like 5, 6...
5.5, yeah, something like that, yeah. I have a good marker, because the first time I performed was on my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 20th birthday.
20th birthday, okay.
Yeah, 20th birthday. So shit, I've actually been doing it longer than 6 years then. Oh fuck. Yeah, I should be better. I should be better than I am if I've been doing it. But I've taken like breaks several times. So like
I think it's one of those things that it's like, it's about the time, but it's also about like what you put into it. Because I feel like even if you don't go to mics every week, like if you do once a week or just, still consistent but not as like frequent, I think you can still keep improving.
Yeah.
It
also depends on like how much you absorb too, you know what I mean, like what you're watching and like thinking about comedy and stuff like that, and like I don't know,
I feel
certain people like really know a lot about comedy, and I don't think I'm one of those people at all. Like, for someone who's done stand-up as long as I have, I don't really know a lot about comedy in general, from like a technical
sense. You mean like
sense.
setup, punchline type, that type of like technical stuff, or you mean like how shows work, or like behind the scenes stuff, or what?
Just like analyzing humor in general, just like someone who really, like Cody really knows a lot about humor in general. I've noticed, just like he can dissect a joke and tell you why it's funny or why something works, why something doesn't work in a very articulate way. Whereas like I just kind of feel it out a little bit, and a lot of times I can't really explain why something is as funny as it is to me, shit like that, more so than like the actual logistics of stand-up, as you're talking. Wait, the other option you mentioned.
Yeah, I don't think that I think that comes with time, thinking about it more technically, because I don't know. Like sometimes I don't even know what is working.
Yeah.
Like I'll get off stage and I'll be like, okay, well these parts went good, but I kind of don't know why.
Yeah.
And there's obviously like, I think there's obviously like a technical part that goes into it when you're on stage, but I think it's kind of almost for me, it's like subconscious. Like I am thinking about it, but I'm trying to not think about specifically each movement I'm making.
Yeah.
I kind of just try to tell the joke or tell the feeling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think the technicality helps because you do have to repeat your jokes so much that it's like when you're doing that, if you're not being technical about it, it can get like
stupid.
Yeah, it can get dumb, and
yeah.
like you get frustrated because if you're not listening back and then saying it either exactly or almost exactly the same, then you can like fuck up the whole rhythm of your joke, and then it doesn't land or whatever, miss a line. And so I think the being technical about it helps.
I think,
but I don't think I'm there yet with
yeah,
thinking about it.
I think like with any sort of skill, you want to to think about something analytically and get the like fundamentals down from a technical standpoint, so much so and repetitively enough that it becomes intuitive eventually. You know what I mean? Where like I don't know, with things outside of stand-up that I've spent more time doing,
gambling,
playing poker, things that are like very require a lot of thought. Eventually, don't require as much thought because you've done it enough times. You know what I mean? And I think stand-up's no different in that way.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, because I still go to, I would at least say 2 mics a week, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. I try to go to at least 2, but I was doing like 5-6 mics a week for like 3 months when I first started.
Yeah.
Like I was going crazy. And I think that I needed to do that to like get as comfortable as I've been able to get. And I think that's the key to all of it, is just like doing it, until it is kind of like, I feel like the goal is to get closer and closer to being your actual self on stage. And then once you're like completely comfortable, that's when it's like
you can pick
really
a niche.
easy to like talk about anything on stage. Because then you're not worried.
Yeah, it took me a really long time to get comfortable on stage. I am a pretty chill person as far as just like physiologically baseline. Like I just run pretty like chill most of the time.
Yeah.
But I struggle with like performance anxiety a decent amount in general. Like back when I played golf really seriously, I would get so fucking nervous for golf tournaments, and because I didn't get nervous often at all in life, it would hit me harder because I wasn't used to that feeling.
Right.
So the same thing happened with stand-up. And like Travis has talked about it to me now in a way that he wouldn't have at the time, because it probably would have just like discouraged me. But he was just like, yeah, dude, it was weird when you were like first doing it for like years. Like you would be chill, but it would be so obvious you were like incredibly nervous. So it was just like jarring to observe because like
you can feel the energy, but you can see the chill.
Yeah, and it's just like like a weird dissonance is happening.
Yeah.
With your persona that's like not comforting for the audience at all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That also is true when you think about like if you're talking about, because you do kind of like, you don't really do a lot of personal stuff. Like it is some, but it's mostly just like an idea and then you form it into a joke.
Yeah.
Like you have some stuff that's about your personal life, but
I don't like
a lot of your jokes are like about an idea, and then that's the bit.
Yeah, for me, I just think there's not much about me that's very interesting. I'm just very bored. I'm just like, I'm white, I'm cis male,
right?
Mostly straight.
Yeah,
and,
good for you, Coble. Good for you.
And like
I would also say I am mostly straight.
And I just probably the only thing about me that's abnormal in any sort of way to highlight and talk about is just like mental illness. But like, I don't think that's...
But now everybody got mental illness, so even that's not unique.
Woo! Not like me. Not like me.
Yeah.
But So sometimes I'll like allude to that on stage, but like I just live a like I hang out with my girlfriend, I play poker, I chill with my cat, I watch TV, I read Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't do like there's nothing happening to me that's like
it's
interesting.
Honestly refreshing to hear a comedian like not do jokes about themselves, because a lot of the jokes can get very like me.
Yeah.
Me, and like obviously a lot of my jokes are very personal.
Yeah.
And like that's just how I feel, want to express my comedy or whatever. And obviously I'll have jokes about other things, but I think getting like the stage fright or whatever, like also like if you're not comfortable saying something or putting something out there, that can also, if you're making a joke about it and then the audience can tell you're upset.
Yeah. Well, I would be nervous. I would be nervous, and then I would try to do edgy shit.
Yeah.
And then it would just like it was just a a fucking dwarf star collapsing on itself,
yeah.
forming a black hole, which immediately dissipated because of lack of mass. It was awful. Yeah, I would do stuff like.
Yeah, I mean, I think I went through a edgy cringe phase. I think everyone does, like, because it is fun to be like, ooh, I'm gonna say I fucked my cousin, or like, like I'm gonna say that dog looking thick.
Yeah.
It's fun to do that, but I think like, I don't know. I think there's so much like to explore with comedy as an art form or whatever, that like just doing like, oh, what's the worst thing I could say? This, and then trying to build a joke about that.
Yeah.
Is just like not. I don't know. It's not my reason for doing comedy, so I like. Obviously, I still think it can be funny, and like if that's your thing, just buckle up for the next 13 years because it's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I think like sometimes people just want a reaction.
Yeah.
And saying something shocking is a surefire way to get some sort of reaction.
Right, even if it's not good.
But if you try to like do a joke about something mundane, and then you fall flat on your face, the room's just gonna be dead silent. Like, when's the next comedian?
Right.
And you're just gonna. And especially if you're someone who's doing comedy for attention,
right,
then you're just gonna feel like shit about yourself. So I don't know. I don't. It's not that like I think you should be able to joke about anything, but
same.
The more taboo the topic, oftentimes, on average, the less original the jokes tend to be that open micers perform. Right. I feel like so. Like if you're talking about pedophilia or incest or cannibalism or whatever the fuck it is that you're trying to be shocking about.
Right.
When I see that at open mics, on average, those are the least original jokes I've seen.
Right, or rape, or like
rape,
shit like that, or just anything. It's like, okay, if you're gonna talk about it, you better make it good, because like all the Carlins and all of the people have done this whole like
even stuff that like people that are revered as like the greatest comics of all time, like some of that stuff just like now that it's aged a little bit, it just is not that funny. Like Louis had a joke about rape where it's just like he's like, you should never rape a woman unless you want to have sex with her and she won't let you. And it's just like, that's not exactly like funny. I mean, I guess it could be like a mood setter for another joke that is funnier, but like there's nothing that's like
that's just shocking.
It's just like,
and like
but I don't know, it's
I'm sure my jokes are not going to age well.
Just to say
we'll see.
It's like I don't know, comedy is a really fucking weird thing, and I feel like comedy ages worse than just about any art form. Where like
it definitely looks like it hit the tanning bed hard in its 30s. But I mean, comedy is like, I think it's a lot of, it's a lot of crossroads meet at comedy. Like people that are, just attention seeking, people that are, have a hole that someone left, or
just want to use
left.
as therapy.
Yeah, they can't afford therapy.
Yeah.
You also have like, I don't really want to act. That's not like any type of goal of mine.
Yeah.
But I think there are some people that get into comedy to kind of like go into that too. So it's just like there's so many different types of people that end up in the comedy scene wherever you are, that it's just like you're gonna meet so many different types of people.
Yeah.
And see it done so many different ways that it is kind of like, I don't know. I tried to, because it can get, annoying sometimes when, I don't know, when you have to watch bad comedy a lot, and then
yeah, you get people that are
you
like,
kind of get jaded a little bit. But I try to remind myself that it's like the whole thing makes comedy. Like if it was all just good people, it wouldn't be fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like it needs all the people that do it to keep it what it is.
The people that are the most cringe sometimes are the people that are like, oh, I have a YouTube with a following, so this will translate directly to open mic comedy or stand-up comedy, and or like, oh, I do improv, so I don't, I'll just walk right in and be great at stand-up.
Yeah.
Or oh, I have a Twitter where I tweet really funny shit. People love my tweets. Yeah. I could just tell my Twitter jokes at stand-up and kill.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
No, you can't do that. That's not how it works. Yeah, but it's also fun because there are so many different types of personalities on stage. Like you have a very like cool cadence. You don't like punch up your jokes with like how you say them. You like let the words talk for themselves, which I think is really cool. And like I've tried to do that, but a lot of my jokes need me to be animated because they're so depressing.
Yeah, I just have a weird ass brain, and I think it just kind of does it itself a little bit.
But I think it works. Like you found your stage persona, or like what you want to be on stage.
Yeah.
And it works for you, and I think a lot of people need to find that for themselves, and then that makes it easier to make the material better, the actual like joke you're trying to do or whatever. Once you figure out, okay, what am I doing up here? Like, and kind of, I don't know. I also want to say Coble, great driver.
Better than David?
Better than David. I will say I don't only get car anxiety with David, but
it doesn't help.
It does not help. He just gets so close to like both lines, and I don't know. It's more the phone thing. He looks at his phone a lot when he's driving, and I just can't, like, I just feel like I'm going to die every time he, like, looks down.
I told Marissa that I would call her while we were doing the podcast, and she's like, don't do that. She's like, I won't answer. And I was like, please. Okay, I was like, all right, I won't do it as a joke. So if I call you, it's an emergency, so please answer. And she's like, all right. But it better not be a joke.
Is that the intro for you calling her right now?
I don't think so, but I thought that'd be something to share. Whenever you're in a relationship, do you like fuck around with your like partner a lot as far as like messing with them or like joking around with them a lot?
Yeah, I mean, so like, I don't know, me and my ex, like, we had a really great relationship, and it wasn't like it had to end, but I felt like if it didn't end then we would both be,
like, resentment would build eventually.
Resentment would build, and then it would be worse once it got to the place where we both wanted it to end. But like, and it's also kind of weird now because like, you know, he's seeing other people, I'm seeing other people, so I think a little bit, you know, there might be like he might have feelings about that he just feels like can't really be in the out in the open yet or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why it's weird, but it is a little weird now. But I mean, we used to like, I would, you know, get riffs from him, you know, like I would be joking all the time. And like the guy that I'm seeing right now is very into comedy, so we talk about comedy a lot.
Yeah. I would feel bad picking on him. He's just so nice.
He is nice. Alex is great. But he's not my boyfriend, so.
Are y'all
just
exclusive?
Saying.
Are y'all exclusive?
Yeah, I'm not fucking anyone else. But.
So what's holding you back from the boyfriend? The fact that you're moving?
Well, yeah, I'm moving. So I mean, like, it's kind of.
Seems gonna be a little sad after y'all leave. What is you, Cody, and David, right?
Yeah.
God, yeah.
I know, it's heavy hitters. You gotta step in, be the David Baker of the scene.
No. Women are scary.
He is so scared of them though. Like it's not an act. That part is not fake. And it's really funny. Sorry, David.
It's like, he'll be all right.
He'll be okay.
He takes a lot of abuse. That's one thing I will say about David is that he gets bullied a lot. Not hardcore, but like people love to fuck with David, and he takes it on the chin for the most part.
Yeah, no, I think David's a great sport, and like, I think it's funny because like there's like, you know, I think that there is a little bit of hazing that should happen and does happen with like new comedians coming in with like the old comedians hazing or whatever. And I think that it's part of like the culture of like, yeah, like comedy is about kind of fucking with each other. Like if you want to be technical about it, like comedy is lying. You're tricking the audience into believing what you're going to say is important, and then you're like, actually, it's about butts, or like, you know, whatever the punchline is. And so like with comedians, like hanging out with comedians, they're like super awkward and like, you know, got all this shit going on. But then we also kind of all want to be riffing and like playing with each other or whatever, like with words. And I don't know, it's just like I like the hazing aspect of it. But you gotta know when to be like, I'm just fucking, like, if they don't get that you're just fucking with them.
I was talking with Ben Gibson a little bit on Monday, and I think he got a little upset. He told me that Cody doesn't like me, I think, to hurt my feelings. I was probably giving him too much shit a little bit. Where he was talking about the creative writing as his major.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of fucking around about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's so fun to fuck with also, because he, I think, doesn't get that part of it yet.
Yeah.
But it's like he will. If he sticks around.
Yeah.
But I like Ben too. He's fun.
Yeah. I don't really know him.
I mean, I don't really know him either. I don't really know anyone, you know?
Anyone? Not a single person?
Right. I mean, you just know what people.
Do you know your mom?
Not really.
Really?
I mean, I think I know. I don't know. It's kind of weird because, like, I feel like for a long time, you know, it was like we were friends.
Yeah.
More than like mother-daughter type shit.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then
I can sense that.
And then like and then there was like this shift, and then she, you know, she was like, oh shit, I gotta be her fucking mom. And then there was a big riff because I'm trying to do my own thing. She's trying to like make sure I don't get pregnant before I turn 18.
Yeah.
You know? And like I think that now she's gotten more grounded, and she's like, wants to be more spiritual or whatever. But it's like that woman that raised me was kind of like, we pray before we eat, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, I don't know how she got to the, I'm praying, you know, every night before bed, and I believe it a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't feel like it was her priority when I was being like raised. Like it was always kind of like, yes, but
just going through the
we
motions.
can still listen to Eminem, you know, or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you don't really know anyone. You just kind of know what they tell you, and you have to take that at face value. You can tell I have trust issues.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah,
I feel like I know some people. I don't know a lot of people well, but I feel like I know my parents well. I feel like I know Marissa well. I feel like I know my close friend Ian well. Yeah. After that, the list starts dropping off a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
That's 4 heads.
I know Jade. That's my friend.
Yeah. Is that the one with the white dog that's deaf?
No.
Is that?
I'm trying to think.
She was there on Monday.
That's Blake.
Oh, yeah. I like Blake.
Yeah, no, she's cool. I used to work with them at Starbucks.
Oh, nice.
But no, Jade's the one that got hit by a car.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I know Jade like the back of my hand. Like sometimes she'll send texts. We have like a group chat with like basically like our college roommates type thing. And she'll send text in there sometimes, and I'll like translate them.
Yeah.
Like, because it's, you know, I think it's hard for her to like the space bar and shit, so sometimes it just looks like gibberish, and I'm like, I think she said she wants a cup of water.
Yeah. Who's she living with right now? Is she living with her parents after what happened?
So more tragedy. So her mom is dead. Her dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Freddie, if you're listening to this.
Fuck Freddie.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Go die, Freddie.
Well, don't die now. She needs you. But so her sister lives in Charleston too. So she right now she's on IV antibiotics, and when you're on IV antibiotics, you can't get into like a long-term rehab facility for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, so she's trying to get off of those so that she can get in a place that's more long-term.
Gotcha.
Which sucks, but at least she'll be in a place that's more, she'll have more things to do. It won't be an actual hospital room, because I don't know. I did a fitting on someone today that got in a car wreck and said that they spent a long time in the hospital. And I was just like, it's crazy. Like, you can go insane just by being in the hospital for like a month. Like,
yeah.
It happens so quickly that it's kind of insane that, you know, that it's been so long that she's been in the hospital. She was out of the hospital for like a month, but then she had to go back. And then ever since then, it's been like she's been in the hospital since then. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, comedy, I'm so glad that I had started comedy before that happened, because I really don't think I would have handled that well.
Yeah, that's really goddamn tragic.
Without having an outlet like comedy.
Uh-huh.
I literally, like, I got the call before, like, I think this might have been my first paid show.
Yeah.
But it was in Columbia. And so I had, like, a bunch of my, like, friends from Columbia come out to the show. And so, like, I get the call from her sister, like, before the show that this has happened. And then I'm like, holy shit, okay. And then I do the show, and then at the end I'm like, was this bad? I think it was pretty bad. Guess why? Because my friend is in the
emergency room.
Surgery.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know her? I was like, if I'm traumatized, y'all are getting told in a traumatizing way also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, What do you feel like your reason for doing comedy is? Like, what's the, when you don't feel like going to a mic, what's the thing that like helps you go even if you don't want to go?
I Marissa hates this because I'll be like, nah, I'm not doing comedy tomorrow. And then it'll be day of and I'll be like, I think I'm going to go. And then she knows that means I'm absolutely going to go. And then like 2 hours later, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going. I don't know. I like doing, I feel like it's a creative thing and I enjoy creative things. I'm just not very good at very many things in general that are creative. I always did art, like visual art, growing up, like all through high school.
Yeah.
And I think I was like good enough at it, but not so good that I ever really considered being a professional artist. I always just like loved making people laugh. My dad's pretty goddamn funny, honestly, and not just like dad joke funny. Like, I mean, some of it definitely is, but like, and
he's like a funny guy.
Yeah, he loved to like fuck with me, and like we would give each other shit a lot. And social media happened, and I was one of the guys that I was describing earlier who was like, "Oh, I'm really funny on Twitter. I'll be great at stand up immediately."
Right.
But yeah, so I think I just
6 years.
Yeah, it just took me like, well, yes, I think I've been good for like a year now, or
nice.
Decent enough.
Yeah, no, when I first started, I think because I remember seeing you and being like, he's good, you know, like
Thank
he
you.
has stage presence.
Yeah.
Which is the number one thing that I need someone to have to, like, I don't know.
Do you struggle with feeling like you're not doing something that original? Ever?
I tried, like, I think that's honestly why most of my jokes are pretty personal, is because I feel like that's a easy way to prevent doing hackier stuff.
Yeah.
Because I, you know, everyone I think worries about being a hack, or, you know, at least
you should at least.
Yeah, the people should worry about it. People should worry about being hacky because it happens more than it should. But I think making it a little more personal helps.
Have you heard my joke about that?
What?
About what you're addressing, or what you're saying right now? I had a comedian say that, like, oh, all my jokes are original because they come from my life. And I was like, but what if your life isn't that original?
Oh, yeah,
and it's like and then I like list out, I like say what his life is, and it's like I know like 5 comedians exactly like you.
Right.
Yeah. What's your response to that? Do you feel like you have an original life?
I think my life is pretty damn original. Yeah.
You keep it real?
I keep it real. I think it's not always about, like, because I think part of, you know, when you're doing a joke, you're trying to make it relatable to the people, because people only, you know, I think they laugh when they're like, oh, haha, I do that, or like, oh, haha, like I've seen that before, or like, you know, it's about relating to the audience. So I think that, you know, if it gets too much personal and then it's all about this one specific thing that, like, you can't really give the audience like the parameters enough for them to like get where you are with the joke, because then I feel like it needs too much to work.
Yeah.
And a joke should be able to, I don't know, do it, and then it, you know, like, translate
that has
immediately.
some kind of context for them to understand.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I think, I don't know.
Or at least you have to be presenting an archetype that they understand is a thing, because like I don't think Travis tries to be relatable at all. Right. But he's at least like doing a sort of persona or archetype or character, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. That is something that is identifiable as, like, sometimes he does this like white trash, redneck, right, good old boy, dumb fuck BK thing. Boy. Yeah, BK boy. I love the burger jockey. That was a good one.
Burger jockey is good, yeah.
But
BJ,
I don't know.
For short.
I feel like we haven't been that funny during this podcast. I feel like we've just been talking.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
All right.
Just listen to this. I have a friend that listens to this to keep up with me, so.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, I love you.
I don't know you. Do you want to hear about me almost getting scammed, but then canceling my card yesterday?
Oh yeah, let's hear about a quick scam story.
Okay, so my mom sent me this. I don't have health insurance right now.
Okay.
So
very relatable.
My mom's
everyone comment if you have health insurance in the chat.
Yeah. So my mom sent me a website that's like called like ObamacarePlans.com. And it is just a site that has no affiliation to any sort of fucking
Medicare or Obamacare type
shit. They just sell your information once you type it in.
Oh,
and my mom didn't know, so it basically like they sell the information to scammers.
Yeah. That
are doing like fake. So I get a call like almost immediately after doing it, and like it's the number, and then it shows healthcare under. So they got like an official somehow.
Yeah.
And so I give the student all my information.
Oh no.
And then about like medical stuff, and it seems like really legit. And then he like insists that I have to give him a form of payment that's valid so that he can proceed. And then I do it, and then he transfers me to a woman who like sends me something that I'm supposed to electronically sign. And I'm looking over it, and I'm like, this does not have enough information to like be a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
So I just hung up the phone, and they like start spam calling me back, and I cancel my card. But like, what fucking bastards! I'm pretty sure what would have happened had I not is they would have charged me like the fee that they said they were going to like do it, send me fake cards, and I would have been paying for insurance that wasn't valid until something fucking terrible happened to me.
Yeah.
But I have Medicaid, so I would have probably figured it out. Like, had I not figured it out then, I would have figured it out when I went to like get medication for the first time with it.
It's funny to me that like, I don't know, like I barely have the work ethic to like go to actual work, and I feel like to be a scammer you have to have like a crazy work ethic to like not do work. But it's like if you would have just like, you know, gotten your computer science degree, you could just be doing healthcare now.
So that would be the scam. Also, like if I'd electronically signed it, they probably would have like used my signature to like sign me up for shit.
Yeah.
That I like try to take out loans in my name or you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't electronically sign it. Thank God. I just looked at it, I was like, this doesn't look legit, and I hung up. But the only thing they got from me since I canceled my card and got a new one today is they sold my phone number to other like. So I've been getting spam called like 10 times the rate that I normally do.
Yeah, that sucks.
So actually, it's really lucky we haven't gotten any calls while this is going on. Is it?
It's this way.
That way, okay. Cool. And then
we'll go straight up, and then I think stay in this lane because I think this lane turns into Patton Avenue.
Hell yeah. But that sucked dick. That wasn't as funny of a story as I was hoping it was.
No, but fuck scammers. If you're a scammer and you're watching this, just know the devil is coming for you.
And he's gonna rape you for all of eternity.
He's gonna rape you like he did Jonah Hill.
yeah. This is the end. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. And also, Jonah Hill made Kanye West not anti-Semitic again. So
what? Yeah, that's good for Jonah Hill. 21 Jump Street is such a good movie.
Everyone watch 21 Jump Street in honor of Jonah Hill and all he's done for the Jewish community.
Even if you're not anti-Semitic, you'll love Jewish people just a little bit more.
Exactly. This has been a great podcast. It's a little long. I might cut some of it out.
That's all right.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.